Russian Football Premier League, currently called SOGAZ Russian Football Championship for sponsorship reasons, is the top division in Russian football. The competition is administered by the Russian Football Premier League. There are 16 teams in the competition. The league has 2 Champions League qualifying spots given to the top 2 teams at the end of the season, and 3 Europa League spots are allocated to the 3rd, 4th and 5th teams. The last 2 teams are relegated to the National League Championship at the end of the season. The Russian Premier League was established in 2001 and succeeded the top division. The top division was run by the Professional Football League of Russia. Creation of the Premier League is considered to give the clubs a greater degree of independence. CSKA Moscow is the current Russian Premier League champion. History: after the dissolution of the Soviet Union, starting in 1992, each former Soviet republic organized an independent national championship. In Russia, the 6 Russian teams who had played in the Soviet Top League in 1991 were supplemented with 14 teams from lower divisions to form a 20-team Russian top division. The top division was further divided into 2 groups to reduce the total number of matches. The number of teams in the top division was gradually reduced to 18 in 1993 and 16 in 1994. Since then, the Russian top division has consisted of 16 teams, except for a short-lived experiment with having 2 more teams in 1996 and 1997. Spartak Moscow was the dominant force in the top division, winning 9 of the first 10 titles. Spartak Alania Vladikavkaz was the only team which managed to break Spartak's dominance, winning the top division title in 1995. Lokomotiv Moscow have won the title twice, and CSKA Moscow 5 times. In 2007, Zenit St. Petersburg climbed to the top, winning the title for the first time in their history in Russian professional football. They had also won a Soviet title in 1984. 2008 brought the pinnacle of the rise of Rubin Kazan, a club entirely new to the Russian top flight, as it had never even competed in the Soviet Top League. Competition: teams in the Russian Premier League play each other twice, once at home and once away, for a total of 30 matches. 3 points are awarded for a win, 1 for a draw, and none for a loss. If teams are level on points, the tiebreakers are the number of wins, then the goal difference, followed by several other factors. If the teams are tied for the first position, the tiebreakers are the number of wins, then head-to-head results. If the teams tied for the first place cannot be separated by these tiebreakers, a championship playoff is ordered. As of 2010, the champions and the runners-up qualify for the UEFA Champions League group stage. The third-placed team qualifies for the Champions League second qualifying round. The 4th and 5th place teams qualify for the UEFA Europa League. The bottom 2 teams are relegated to the first division. Unlike most other European football leagues, the league traditionally ran in summer, from March to November, to avoid playing games in the cold and snowy weather in winter. This was altered ahead of the 2012 Euro 13 season, with the league planning to run this season from autumn to spring. The transitional season of the competition began in early 2011 and continued until summer of 2012. After the 16 Premier League teams played each other twice over the course of the 2011 calendar year, they were split into 2 groups of 8, and the teams played other teams in their groups 2 more times for a total of 44 games. Those 2 groups were contested in spring 2012, with the top 8 clubs playing for the title and European places. The other sides vied to avoid relegation. The bottom 2 went down while the next 2 played off against the sides 3rd and 4th in the National Football League, with the 2 losers being relegated. Under the current autumn-spring calendar, the league takes a 3-month winter break from mid-December until mid-March. Youth Championship: the Youth Championship, also known as Youth Teams Championship, Reserve Team Tournament or Reserves Tournament, full name Youth Football Championship of Russia among teams of clubs of the Premier League, is a league that runs in parallel to the Russian Premier League and includes the youth or reserve teams of the Russian Premier League teams. The number of players a team can have on the pitch at a time that are over 21 years of age or without a Russian citizenship is limited. 16 teams participate in the league. Matches are commonly played a day before the match of the senior teams of the respective teams. All of the Russian Premier League teams are obliged to have a youth team that would participate in the Youth Championship. The teams that are promoted from the National Football League and do not have a youth team must create one. The teams in the league are not relegated based on their final league position, but on the league position of their respective club's senior teams. It has to be noted however that some Premier League clubs have 3 teams. Apart from the senior team and the team that plays in the Youth Championship, a team might have another senior team that plays in a lower division of Russian football and serves as the farm team for the main team. Some examples include Lokomotiv 2, and Rubin 2, playing in the Russian second division. Also of note is that for example Lokomotiv 2 has a youth team of its own, participating in the Amateur Football League, giving Lokomotiv a total of 4 teams in the Russian Football League. Youth champions since 2001, Rota Volgograd, 2002-2003, Dynamo Moscow, 2004, FC Moscow, 2005, PFC CSKA Moscow, 2006-2008, Spartak Moscow, 2009, Zenit Petersburg, 2010, Spartak Moscow, 2011, Lokomotiv Moscow. Current clubs. The following teams are confirmed to compete in the 2014 Euro 15 season, champions and top scorers. Club winners. Runners-up. Third place. Years 1 Spartak Moscow, 9, 5, 2, 1992, 1993, 1994, 1996, 1997, 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001 CSKA Moscow, 5, 5, 3, 2003, 2005, 2006, 2012 a Euro 13, 2013 a Euro 14 Zenit St. Petersburg, 3, 3, 2, 2007, 2010, 2011 a Euro 12 Lokomotiv Moscow, 2, 4, 5, 2002, 2004 Rubin Kazan, 2, 0, 2, 2008, 2009 Alania Vladikavkaz, 1, 2, 0. 1995 Rota Volgograd, 0, 2, 1, Dynamo Moscow, 0, 1, 4, Torpedo Moscow, 0, 0, 1, Krylia Sovetov Samara, 0, 0, 1, and Zimorkachkala, 0, 0, 1, UEFA ranking. 1. Premier League, 2. Bundesliga, 3. La Liga, 4. Serie A, 5. Primera Liga, 6. Ligue 1, 7. Russian Premier League, 8. Ukrainian Premier League, all-time table, as of 20 July 2014. Champions,